Guys, this video is brought to you by Serious and Slightly Snarky Emily. If you like what Serious and Slightly Snarky Emily has to say, you will meet her in about 15 seconds. Please like this video, comment with some stuff you'd like to hear her do, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a thing. Every YouTuber with a service dog has made this video at some point in their YouTubing career, or some form of this video. Every journalist has written about it. Every person that isn't in the media, I'm sure, has raved about it. So this is an issue that nobody is paying attention to and nobody is being proactive about solving. You guys on this channel are pretty supportive, but bear with me because I've got to give the world my 2 cents today. I have 2 issues having a working dog with me in public. Number 1 is stupid people. My dog has had her stomach stepped on before. We were sitting in a movie theater, and it was one of those theaters that had lounge seats, so she couldn't go under my seat. She had to go beside it. And it was like a handicap aisle that we were sitting in. So there was plenty of space, and somebody was not paying attention walking by. So she gets stepped on and hurt by people who aren't paying attention. It's one thing to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I totally did not see her tail that was sticking out. It's another thing to step on her stomach. By this point, you should have already seen my dog and been aware. And my poor dog doesn't even cry when she gets hurt. So if I hadn't had my family there with me, I never would have known that her stomach got stepped on. And couldn't have done anything about it. The other big annoying thing that people do is mostly actually to do with adults. Like, I don't know. I can handle kids being like, Mommy, Daddy, let's go see the dog. Let's go pet the dog. Let's go pet the puppy. And then the parents saying, no, we don't touch that puppy. That's a working dog. But it's another thing when the parents try to encourage their kids to pet the dog, to talk to the dog, to interact with the dog. That's one of those things where I'm like, come on. How long have you been alive? You should know that we do not just pet any dog you see. I seriously don't know what it is in the human psyche that says I can go up to any dog I want and pet. Even if it's in a park and not a service dog. You don't know if that dog has a history of hating people, that their thumb is shorter on their right hand than their left hand, and they bite those people. You don't know if the dog doesn't like little kids being up in its face and lashes out in self-defense. You don't know. And so you always should ask the owner first, even if it's not a service dog and you're just somewhere like the park. That being said, I've had good experiences with the public too. I mean, I've had people, employees of stores and stuff, who were very curious, who really wanted to know how to help me and how to actually interact with my dog. I think the best experience ever was I had a Walmart employee come up to me and say, okay, I know I'm not supposed to interact with your dog. I know I'm not supposed to talk to her. Is there anything else I should know about how to treat you and your dog? I really appreciated that because I thought, wow, someone's actually being considerate of me. And the fact that distracting my dog is actually a safety hazard. The second biggest issue that I have with a working dog is fake service animals. The ADA specifies that a service animal is either a dog or a miniature horse. Your lizard your peacock, your ferret, those are not service animals. They can't do anything for you.
That being said, dogs whose paws are not on the ground also cannot do anything for you. They can't be medical alert, they can't guide you, they can't assist with mobility. For those people who are in wheelchairs or who have other mobility issues, they can't do anything. They literally are stuck in a stroller or in a shopping cart. Can't do anything. Those people who decide to bring illegitimate service animals into establishments that don't allow animals are creating an issue for my working dog for a number of reasons. Number one, those animals distract either the dog, the handler, or both. We had a fake service animal bark at us in Target a couple weeks ago, and it didn't distract Hennig, but it sure distracted me. And the dogs, when they are working, know when their handler is distracted. And they are aware of that. And that's not something I want to put my dog through because Joe decided to bring his service animal that wasn't actually a service animal, and said service animal barked. Number two, things that illegitimate service animals do can sometimes make those of us who have real service animals look bad. I've heard about fakes going to the bathroom on business floors, like the one in Target that barked at us. If people didn't see that dog and saw us first, there's a lot of potential to think, oh, that service dog totally just took a huge pee on the floor, or that service dog is barking. I don't know why that service dog is barking. So there's a lot of potential for those of us who are legitimate to earn a bad reputation because people who are not legitimate want to bring their animal places. And guys, fake service dogs are just dogs. They were not trained to go into public. And so I think a lot of times that being in public, that going up and down aisles, that going up and down escalators, doing whatever, I think that is scary for these dogs. And so they're going to act differently than they would if they were at home or in their yard, somewhere they're comfortable. Whereas service dogs have been exposed to being in public pretty much since they were born. At least since they were very, very small. And so they're cool with it. They're used to it, and that's just what they do. Number 3 is those who have an illegitimate service animal tend to be a little bit more lenient on allowing people to pet their animal. My dog just huffed at me like, seriously? It was a huge sigh. I don't know if the camera caught that. Anyways, these people will ask if their dogs can be pet, and they say yes. And that creates an issue for a working dog and a handler for a number of reasons. Number one, that puts the people who were doing the petting in a hard situation because they will see me coming and they'll be like, oh, we can pet this girl's dog. We pet the last person's dog. She'll let us pet hers now. And that's not the case. Because my dog is working, and that is a safety hazard for me if I let her get pet by you. Number 2, that creates a distraction for my dog. We had this happen to us in a Costco last week. We were walking, and somebody was petting a service dog who I have my doubts about the dog being a service dog. Someone was petting it as we were turning down that aisle, and it distracted Hennig, and she got in a little bit of trouble because she was not focusing on her work. And ultimately, she's there to focus on her work, not to focus on, oh my gosh, that person has hands, they're going to pet me too because they just pet the other dog and I'm just as cute and just as fluffy. So, yeah, it distracts the dog. Also, as far as safety hazards go and fake dogs, I forgot to mention dog attacks are a thing. And if you cross the wrong dog in the wrong place at the wrong time, that could be hazardous to me, especially hazardous to my dog. I am very lucky. I have never, ever had my dog get attacked by another dog. But I hope that it never happens. I hope that we continue to be safe. Unfortunately, the more people bring in these scared service dogs to establishments that pedestrians who have service dogs go to, the risk for that happening will only go up. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want that risk to increase. I want to feel safe traveling and doing my thing with my dog. Anyway, if you enjoyed this spiel, like I said in the beginning, please comment with some other spiels you'd like me to go on. Subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Follow me on social media if you guys can find it. Twitter is @OrdinaryBlind. Instagram is @OrdinaryBlindGirl. There's a high possibility I will be creating a Facebook page. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to figure out how to add a description to these iMovie videos that I'm making. But until then, just look for me on social media. Tell your friends to subscribe. Guys, I finally broke 100 subscribers. My goal is I'm now wanting to break 1,000. So I have 998 more to go. Please send your friends over. Send your family over. Anybody that you think might enjoy hearing from the Ordinary Blind Girl. I hope to start uploading weekly again soon, so that might help. Yeah, until then, have an amazing week. Try to stay cool out there, and I will see you guys hopefully next week. Bye.